Shalom, family. Hey, just wanted to share some thoughts with you that the Most High have been downloading in my Ruach over the past couple of days regarding belief, right, and revelation. So Isaiah 53:1 says, to whom has believed our report? Who has believed our report? And to whom has the arm of Yahuwah been revealed to? Right. So ultimately, what that's saying is that when it comes to belief, faith, emunah, being firmly rooted and grounded in something, following it, believing it, trusting in it, right? Aleph mem nun. That's the root of that word belief. Emunah, emun, right? For one, certain things have to be revealed based off of the report that the Ruach gives, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, certain things can't be taught to people, right? Hamashiach being Yah in the flesh. I mean, yeah, there are tons of scriptures that prove that biblically. But if the Ruach has not revealed these things to certain people, it's pointless in arguing with them, right? I'm telling you this because at a certain point in your walk, you are going to encounter people who don't believe in Hamashiach, even though they claim to be following Torah, which is crazy, right? Like that's insane. That's wicked. But again, it goes back to when this was revealed to them, instead of them actually hearing, remember, he who has an ear to hear, let him hear. They didn't have an ear to hear. They wanted to rebuttal with their doctrine. Same way that the Pharisees did. They weren't hearing Hamashiach. They wanted to rebuttal with their doctrine. You know, the times where he was arguing with them in John chapter 6, or the gospel, the Basura of John chapter 6, 7, 8, all them arguments where they were got into it with him, trying to say that he cast it out. You know, he did his miracles by the Ruach of Beelzebub, which is really blasphemy, right? All of that stuff, man, is because Yah didn't reveal that stuff to them, right? And there was even a time period, and I believe this is in Matthew chapter 13, where he was talking in parables to the multitude, and he literally told the disciples, because they asked him, they're like, why do you speak in parables? He's like, because it's not given for them to know the mysteries. It's not given for them. The Ruach has not revealed these things to them, but for you it is given, right? So I'm gonna expound and elaborate on these things with you, but with them it's not given. So again, certain things, they have to be revealed by the Ruach. So don't waste your time in arguments battling people with doctrine, right? That's whether they in the truth. That's whether they still in Christianity. That's whether they are just a straight up heathen. They don't believe in nothing. Like, you don't battle these things. You plant seeds based off how the Ruach leads you. I'm going to give you another example of this. This is in Matthew chapter 11, right? Yehoshua is expounding on Yohanan and Mercer, right? And it comes a point where he talks about how, you know, among women, you know, men born from women, there's none greater than John. And he gets into a whole dialogue about how those who enter into the kingdom after John will you know, all pretty much for the most part, they will be greater. You know, the least of the kingdom will be greater than John, in the sense that we'll have Hamashiach at that point. Because remember, John the Baptist, Yohanan, he was blessed with the opportunity to baptize Yehoshua, right? And he knew he was Yehoshua, but earlier in this chapter, he was in prison, so he was questioning the whole thing. But prior to that, when he baptized Yehoshua, he literally said, you know, upon whom the Malachim, the angels from the Shamayim, are descending and ascending on, that is who, you know, that's the son of Yah, right? And obviously that happened when he seen Yehoshua. And when he baptized him, the angels were ascending and descending, and, you know, Malachim were, you know, they were pretty much revealing. That was the Ruach revealing to Yohanan the Baptist. That was the Ruach revealing to him, hey, or Hamashiach, Yehoshua, this is Hamashiach, right? So, and anyway, there's a whole dialogue with that. But in Matthew 11, when Hamashiach is explaining these things, you know, about John, about, you know, how great he was, at the end of him explaining it, he says, look, and if you can receive it, this is his literal words, if you can receive it, right, Yohanan is Elijah come to you. Let he who has ears to hear, let him hear. So in other words, he like, look, if you can receive what I'm about to tell you, because I'm about to drop something on y'all, something heavy, but if you can receive it, understand that Yohanan the Immerser, John the Baptist, is the one prophesied in the Tanakh, right? The prophets prophesied about one coming, right, in the Ruach of Elijah to do what? Make the crooked path straight, to prepare the way of Hamashiach, prepare the way of Yahuwah through Hamashiach, right? And who did that? Who fulfilled that? Yohanan the Baptist, right? Because he was baptizing people, saying what? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? The kingdom of the Shamayim is at hand. So again, the only way that people would be able to receive that doctrine that Hamashiach was teaching during that time period was if, right, was if it had been revealed to them by the Ruach. If the Ruach revealed these. And that's why he said, if you can receive it. Why? Because they had the opportunity to receive that or reject it. Some people identified with it and immediately were able to identify John as Elisha come in the flesh. Others, probably not, which is why Hamashiach said that. But notice at the end of it, he said, let he who has an ear to hear, let him hear. Why? Because some people have an ear to hear. Some people have enough emunah, enough faith built up. Some people are that firmly rooted in Yahuwah where they're able to receive what the Ruach is giving out. And some people, they're not built like that. It ain't for them, right? I'll give you another example of the Ruach revealing something. So if you go to Matthew 16, right, somewhere like in the middle of the chapter, you'll see Yahusha asking, he's like, look, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? You know, what they saying about me? And again, this is the Ruach leading him to he's doing like a spiritual exercise. That's how you know Yehoshua, man. Like he was amazing. Like when it came to just teaching from the Ruach, because he would even ask certain questions with the idea of teaching his disciples. Right? He's getting ready to show them something. So he asked that, and their answer was, you know, some of them were like, yeah, some of them are saying that you are Elijah. Some of them are saying that you're Jeremiah, one of the prophets. And Kepha, also known as Peter, but Kepha comes out and says, you know, you are Hamashiach. You are the son of the living Elohim, right? And what was Hamashiach's response? He was like, wow, he was happy. He was like, listen, blessed are you, Baruch. Yahuwah has stooped down and revealed this information to you. Because he literally says, flesh and blood has not revealed this thing to you, but only my Father in the Shamayim has revealed this to you. In other words, the Ruach has revealed this to you. So that's another example of the Ruach revealing these things. And what was that? What was the Ruach revealing? That he was revealing Hamashiach. He was revealing who Hamashiach was to the Talmudim, to Kepha, and to John, and to James, Yaakov, James, and just the other disciples that were in that setting when he was teaching. So again, I'm just sharing this video with y'all so that y'all know, don't waste your time with folks who y'all hasn't been revealed, that don't have a Ruach, that don't have that level of understanding. Just say what you're gonna say and do like Hamashiach. Say what you're gonna say. He who has an ear to hear, let him hear. If not, do what you're gonna do. But understand that that's what it's about, especially when it comes to like, when you get to like walking in truth and you all of a sudden see people who, you know, reject Hamashiach. They chose to reject. Listen, it's so many people who, even people in Christianity, right? They don't know the name. They don't know who we are as the chosen people. There's a lot of wickedness in Christianity. So let me just say that. I mean, y'all, we already know that's a huge idol we're tearing down. But in general, some of them, Hamashiach was still revealed to them, right? Now, again, we already know the Caesar Borgia thing. I'm not going into detail with that. But what I'm saying is a lot of them, even they still know that there is a Messiah, right? They might not call him by the name, which is still a problem. Eventually, they got to come out of that. You know, hopefully, eventually, prayerfully, the Ruach reveals the name to them. But I'm just saying, even they know that. Why? Because that's something that the Ruach has low-key revealed to them. Now, I'm not talking about the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Caesar Borgia. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the idea of a Messiah. They're not going to fight you on that. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of people in truth that will fight you on the idea of a Messiah. Why? because the Ruach is not with them. The Ruach is not with them. The Ruach that's in them is anti-Hamashiach. Why? Because they have rejected these things. They were one of those people when Hamashiach said, if you can receive it, they were one of those people that could not receive it, right? Like the Pharisees, right? Like the Sadducees, right? Like the wicked scribes. You know, not every scribe was wicked, but there was especially during Hamashiach's time, was a bunch of wicked scribes, right? And understand, that's why they got the rebuke that they got from him. So, you know, even the book of Revelation, think about it. The title of that book is The Revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the title of it. That means this is how, this is a part of you understanding when HaMashiach is revealed in the earth, right? His return is all talked about in that book. That's what, because it's literally the revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach. Revelation through the Ruach. Only the Ruach can allow you to. That's why certain people, they're afraid of that book and they don't understand that book. Why? Because it ain't been revealed to. It's not given to them. It's not revealed to them. Right? So again, just some things that the Most High is sharing with me about Revelation. Don't waste your time casting your pearl to the swine. Say what you're gonna say, and let he who has an ear to hear, let him hear. Shalom, family.